Well, we just got some massive breaking news here in the NBA. Just a few days of becoming the general manager of the Golden State Warriors, Mike Donovan Jr. pulled off his first trade. According to NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski, quote, sources, the Washington Wizards are finalizing a deal to send Chris Paul to the Golden State Warriors for a package that includes Jordan Poole and future draft assets. Later on, we also learned from Woj that, quote, Warriors are sending a 2030 protected first-round pick and a 2027 second-rounder to the Wizards, sources tell ESPN. With that, after a very disappointing season last year, Jordan Poole is no longer a Warrior. Now, many will argue this is a horrible trade, but in my opinion, it actually makes a ton of sense. In today's video, let's talk about how trading for Chris Paul will help the Golden State Warriors to contend in 2023. So without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. 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 I'm on my match.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason's here back with another video. If it's the first time watching, I mostly cover news and reports for the Golden State Warriors, but we also occasionally make content for every other team in the league. If you want the latest basketball news and rumors on your feed, all you're gonna do is to leave a like and subscribe so that you won't miss any of my future upload. We have a lot of news going on right now, and this is our second video of the day. This summer is going to be loaded with all kinds of news and rumors, so if you guys want to stay tuned, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Alright, enough of that, let's talk about this trade here. To start off, let's review this trade package one more time. As mentioned, the Warriors received Chris Paul from the Wizards, and the Wizards got Jordan Poole, a 2030 first-round pick, and a 2027 second-round pick. From the draft capital perspective, this makes perfect sense to me. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney will likely all be retired in 2030, so I would assume that the team will be in a rebuild mode by then. But for now in 2023, these picks don't do anything. And plus, it's very possible that the Golden State Warriors will make trades in the future that will lend them more first-round picks. So the trade here that gives the first and a second is perfectly fine with me. Now, in terms of Jordan Poole, it's more interesting. After this disappointing season, the Warriors officially give up on him. Despite averaging 20.4 points, 2.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, Jordan Poole is gone. Now, a big reason this happened is because of Jordan Poole's lackluster performance in the postseason. Looking at the comparison here between last year and this year, his points per game dropped by 7, and most importantly, his 3-point shooting percentage went from 39.1% all the way down to 25.4%. We all know that Jordan Poole is a defensive liability and needs the shooting to create positive impact for the team, and with nice shooting getting worse, I don't see how Poole can fit into this Warriors team. If you guys remembered, Steve Kerr benched Poole in the playoffs near the end, and we also see countless times when Steph Curry and other veterans got frustrated with Poole's defense and shot selections. This upcoming season is the first year Poole's contract will kick in, and I'm glad we got rid of that from our checkbook. Truth be told, despite Poole's potential as a shooter, his poor defense will eventually bring him down if it doesn't improve in that category. I think after winning a championship and getting a max extension, Jordan Poole somewhat changed. He played a lot careless with poor efforts on defense and poor shot selection. Maybe it's not the contract or the championship, but you can see that after such accolade for a young player, Poole starts to decline. While a bigger contract means bigger roles and responsibilities, Jordan Poole did not deliver. And after that punch Draymond Green threw on him, the Warriors eventually have to pick a side between Poole and Draymond, and from what I'm seeing right now, Draymond Green is the answer, as the Warriors mentioned multiple times publicly in the conference that they want to sign Draymond back. Now, you can see here that Golden State basically moved the young guard for an aging veteran. In my videos this week, I've been talking about this and I'm so glad that it actually happened. In the video I made a few days ago, we talked about how the Warriors actually reached out to the Suns about Chris Paul before the Bradley Beal deal was made. But I did not expect this to happen this quickly, especially considering that Golden State are a team that usually don't pull massive trades in the offseason. This further proves the point that Golden State really want Chris Paul on the team, and I'm loving the fact that we're willing to go all in to win now. In terms of Chris Paul, I genuinely think that everything about him fits with the Warriors' current situation. Number one, despite his age, he still has a lot of gas left in his tank. Keep in mind here, Chris Paul is only 1 year removed from a back-to-back All-Star selection. While dealing with injury this past season, Paul was averaging 13.9 points, 4.3 rebounds, 8.9 assists, and 1.5 steals per game, while shooting 37.5% behind the arc. What Chris Paul brings to the table is everything the Warriors need leading the second unit. We talked about this before. Whenever Steph gets off the court, the Warriors offense basically stops. But without Chris Paul on the team, this problem is solved. Not only is Chris Paul a good shooter from behind the arc and mid-range, he's a great playmaker. His career average of 9.5 assists per game is the best proof for that. But here's what's so sweet about this trade, and that is Chris Paul's contract. This year, Paul has a cap hit of $30.8 million, which is partially guaranteed and will be fully guaranteed on June 28th. But we all know Chris Paul is here to play for at least 1 season, so the Warriors will eat that cap. But then, if we look at his cap hit next season, which is $30 million, this amount of money is completely not guaranteed, meaning if Chris Paul doesn't work out with the Warriors, the team can waive him and get his cap hit fully out of the checkbook. This means there's a lot more flexibility the Warriors can have, especially considering Klay Thompson will also be a free agent next offseason. And by then, the Warriors can easily create cap room if they want. Because hear me out. If Golden State were to remain Jordan Poole for 1 more season and play bad, then it's game over. Since by then, Poole's trade value will be way lower and that will only hurt the team. Now, there's one more thing I have to mention here. Chris Paul is still a starting caliber player in the league and I feel great putting him next to Steph. Both are great shooter and playmaker loaded with experience. However, what comes with this is that Golden State can still package the 19th overall pick and Klay Thompson and some of their assets to trading for 1 more superstar. If that were to happen, the Golden State Warriors can also give Draymond Green a contract because of course we have the cap room for that. That to me would be a dream scenario because you still got the shooting, defense, and playmaking while adding more superstar power to the team. Additionally, Chris Paul's veteran experience will also help the Warriors a lot with their young players. Overall, I absolutely love this trade here and I think it makes sense from every angle. The draft is just a few hours away. Let's see together what the Warriors will do tonight. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about this Chris Paul trade? And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.